Hi, today we're going to take a look at the Hik Connect app and how to use it in a good way that will show you your features and benefits of having the app and using your camera. And so the first thing to do is open up the app on your device and you'll see that I have here multiple sites of cameras, and so often you'll just have one side of camera with the cameras on it, and so it will just show you one of these bars. Today we're going to focus on the solar camera, which is one of my top ones here, and we'll see the different features and benefits that brings with having the solar camera. It has a few more options over the MVR service, and we'll look into that and what the differences are and the main things that I think you'll want to use. We go into the solar cam, so this one up here is a solar camera. So again, we get the preview, and because it's just one camera, we're not going to get that scroll through option. We're not going to be able to shift the camera because it's just one camera. So the solar cameras act as individual cameras. We have all the same features. We have the playback button, we have the icons along the bottom that we can change how we're seeing those. We have our notification settings down the bottom there. The one difference with these is obviously we can see we've got a battery indication there because the solar camera is running on battery. So this one's running good, it's at 99%. Now the main thing I want to show you with this here is if we go into our settings. And so when you go into the settings of the solar camera, it'll do the awake option because it's talking to the camera and going, right, I want to see your settings, I want to see what's going on. Now the first thing you'll see at the top is obviously details of the camera, but then you'll see power consumption mode. So in power consumption mode, at this point we've got it in standby mode. So with the solar camera, standby mode is good for about 11 days of battery life. It will go for a long time, and it has less notification settings, less detection settings, but gives you good live view and good battery running. It's a good option to put it into standby mode if you're finding the battery's just getting a bit low, if you've had some bad days of weather. It can be good to put it in standby mode for a day or two just to get that charge back up, then stick it back in proactive mode if you need those notifications going. So then we come down to signal. Signal gives us how good a signal we've got on the SIM card. Often we'll just show medium even if it's quite a strong signal, but that's for the 4G detection there. We then have our time zone, so our date and time and everything there. Camera management. So again, this is a good one for looking at the camera and just checking details on that. Authorization service. And so this is talking about where you have a installer like myself has that back-end authorization to come in and just help with settings, help with checking that the camera's working all right. And so that'll just show you who's authorized there. Notifications, again, whether they're enabled or disabled, and whether it will send those through to you. Intelligent detection just gives you some options around how it's going to detect and settings on those. Supplement lights, and it's just a little light that helps light up the night time. Again, we've got a microphone so you can talk, and then we have battery management, which shows you what battery's doing, how it's been going, charging, discharging, that sort of thing. Defog mode, so if you've got a foggy, cold morning and it's a bit blurred up and whatnot, it's got a bit of moisture on there, you can actually turn that on for a while. That will heat up the camera and just defog that lens so that it gets a good image. You've got recording settings and your device version there. And then we also have, again, your image encryption. You have password, and you can change those sort of settings there, and delete device. So the main ones really that will concern most people with these cameras is power consumption mode and recording settings. So we're going to go into power consumption mode, and as I say, it'll pop up and it'll show us proactive mode or standby mode. So in standby mode, if I go into my recording settings, it'll show me my SIM card and what's going on there, and we've got event triggered recording. So if I click on there, it's just going to give me all day recording or event triggered recording, and so we can just go with either of those. So we've got on event triggered recording, so it helps with battery life and will help with just not getting so many notifications, because get a bit more guarantee around what's going on, that you're going to just get notified for the things that are happening there. Now, if I was to go into power consumption mode again, and I'm going to select proactive mode, the camera's going to reboot. I'll just leave that for a second. So now in proactive mode, we have intelligent detection. And so if we go into intelligent detection, we'll see it comes up with a few options here. And so we have detector being on, detector sensitivity, we have motion detection, the detection area, we have the detection target, sensitivity, audio warning if you want to have audio warning, and the type of audio warning that it's going to be, so audio type. So we're going to keep detector on, detector sensitivity set at medium. If we were to go into there, we get a bar here, so we can turn that detection up or down according to whether it's getting too much notification, whether it's not getting enough. You can change that to help with how it detects. Detection area, so we always turn on motion detection, so that's going to give us an area to sense in. And so then we're going to get the screen pop up here when we go into detection area. And so what we then have, you can see where it's red, that's where it's going to pick up. And so in this case, where the camera has a road out here, you don't want to pick up all the road traffic and be notified all the time about that. But we do want to know when somebody's around the gate coming through, or in this area here, what's going on. And so that's the area that we're going to focus on. And so we can just scroll our finger across and create detection area or take it away. And so then once we're done there, we just hit the tick, and that's going to configure that complete. We'll close that down. And so that's the detection area, which is going to help with minimizing the amount of recording and the amount of notifications that you receive. Detection target gives us the option that we can do all motion detection. We can do human only, vehicle only, or human and vehicle. And so human and vehicle is the one we've opted for here, because that's the main thing we're looking at there. As I say, again, you've got sensitivity, so you can create some sensitivity around that motion detection. How much do you want? And again, audio warning on audio type, so you can turn those on if you wish. If you wish to have a message when somebody comes into the area and it's in that detection area, it will send out a warning so that it can be it could be a welcome, or it could be a please remove yourself, whatever, not allowed in this area. Anything that you want to put in there, you can record, or you can get a recording that is preset in these. And so that's a really good thing to be doing with these intelligent detection when you've got that motion detection on, and when it's in proactive recording mode. And so each time with the solar, because we're talking to it through the 4G, it takes half a minute to wake up sometimes, just to get that connection. It helps with lowering the 4G data services, so you're not using too much of that each time. So obviously each time you use it, you're using that mobile data to connect to the camera. But that's the main things to be looking at. Battery management, as I say, will just give us some battery details, how it's going, whether it's charging, whether it's discharging. You can see statistics and see what's going on. You can see it's had quite a good battery level right through. With it being in proactive mode now, that battery you'll see fluctuate a lot more. It'll use more power depending on how much activity is going on, how much we are looking at it, how many notifications it's sending, those sorts of things. But those are the main things that are worth worrying about and doing there. So your power consumption mode, whether you have that in proactive or standby. Proactive will give you much better notification settings, be more sensitive. Standby mode takes it longer. Fast moving vehicle won't be picked up, but people walking around, it'll certainly pick them up. It gives it time to wake up and detect those people there and then record. Whereas proactive mode is much more sensitive, will go a lot better with that there. And so then you have your intelligent detection, which is the way to make sure your settings are right for what you want to be receiving. And those are the main things. So hopefully that's been helpful and give you a good overview of what happens with your app and how to use it. Thanks.